3 years to realize that there is an easier way to become good at solving Leetcode problems, and that is by focusing patterns that will help you to solve 80% of the Leetcode problems. Leetcode is less about how many problems you solve and more about how much patterns you know, because patterns help us to solve wide variety of problems in less amount of time. In this video, I will walk you 8 different patterns that help me to make my Leetcode journey lot less painful. I will be discussing patterns, when to use patterns, and practice problems on each pattern. So stay till the end of this video to get best out of it. Now, without any delay, let's proceed. Prefix sum pattern. This type of pattern is mainly used when you want to find the sum of elements in a given range. Let's suppose you are given an array where you need to find the sum of all the elements from index I and j. One thing you can do is we can run a loop from I to j and find the sum of all the elements. This will take place in big of n time, but if there are multiple queries, it will take place n into q times, where n is the size of an array and q is a number of queries. In order to make it do more faster, we mainly make use of prefix sum. In prefix sum, we calculate the sum of all the elements up to the current index I, and in order to find the sum of all the elements from the range I to j, this can be done in big of one time by using the formula prefix of j minus prefix of I minus 1. Here are some practice problems for prefix sum patterns. Modify binary search pattern. This pattern is one of the variant of binary search algorithm. Modify binary search pattern is mainly applied on those problems in which the data is nearly sorted. For example, find the target element in nearly sorted array. Find the first and the last occurrence of the problem. Find the element in rotated sorted array. For example, let's suppose you are given an array which is sorted and rotated, and we are asked to find the element in it. First of all, we check which half of an array is sorted. Once we find the sorted half, we mainly try to check whether our target element lies in that half or not. If it is, we simply search the element in that particular half, and if not, we simply go on searching for other half. Here are some practice problems on modify binary search patterns. Top k elements. This type of pattern is mainly used when you are asked to find the kth largest, kth smallest, and kth largest element from an array. Imagine that you are given an array where you need to find the kth largest element present in your array. The one thing we can do is we can simply sort the array and return the kth element. Now, sorting the array can give us n log n time complexity. Can we avoid the sorting to return the kth largest element? And the answer is yes. We can do this by using the min heap. First, insert the first k element from an array inside the min heap, and now compare the remaining elements of an array to the top of the heap. If the elements coming in the array is greater than the top of the heap element, simply replace it. Finally, at last, at the top of the min heap, we will be getting the kth largest element of an array. And now, finding the kth largest element using the min heap will take place in n log k time complexity. When the question has asked to find the kth largest element, always use the min heap. If the question has asked to find the kth smallest element, always use the max heap. Now, here are some practice problems for top k elements. Dynamic programming. Dynamic programming is one of the most powerful technique which can be used to solve the problems by breaking them down into smaller subproblems and then combining to get a solution of a larger problems. This mainly helps us to avoid the repetitive work. Dynamic programming is mainly used when the problem contains overlapping subproblems, or when the question has asked us to find the optimal structures like minimum and maximum. Dynamic programming is considered as one of the most challenging topics whenever it comes to the interview, but you can practice dynamic programming on patterns like DP on subsequence, DP on strings, and DP on stocks. Here are some practice problems for dynamic programming. Backtracking. Backtracking is one of the most powerful technique which is used to explore all possible choices and backtrack those choices which does not lead to valid solution. Some of the problems on backtracking which you can practice are: generate all the permutation and combination, solve the puzzles like n queen and Sudoku solver. Imagine that you are given an array 1, 2, and 3, and you need to generate all the subset of the given an array. For this, we can use a backtrack. Go to every single element, and for every element we have two choices, whether to pick and not to pick. In this way, we explore all possible choices for every single element to get the subset of a given array. Here are some practice problems you can use to get good in backtracking. Binary tree traversal. Most of the binary tree problems are solved using the traversal techniques. In binary tree, basically there are 4 types of traversing techniques, and those are pre-order, post-order, in-order, and level order traversal technique. Implementing pre-order, post-order, and in-order traversal techniques using the recursion is pretty much easier, but it gets tougher and tougher if you are trying to implement it using iterative iterative method. Level order traversal is nothing but traversing the tree from level wise from root node till the leaf node, and this can be implemented using the data structures called as a queue. So make sure that whenever you are trying to tackle any of the binary tree problem, always think which traversal technique can fit to solve this problem. For example, if you are solving binary search tree problem, think about in-order traversal. If you want to process the child node first before the parent node, then think about the post-order traversal. Here are some practice problems on binary tree. 2 pointers pattern. In this pattern, we mainly make use of 2 pointers which are located at a different locations. These 2 pointers might be moving towards each other, or it might be moving away from each other. Let's suppose you are given an array and we need to check whether the given array is palindrome or not. Now the meaning of palindrome is the array reads same from front and back. For this problem, we can mainly make use of 2 pointers. One is located at start of the array and another is located at end of the array. We simply compares both the elements present at start and end. If they are equal, we mainly move both the pointers towards each other, and if they are not equal, we simply return false. 2 pointers pattern mainly help us to reduce the time complexity from big of n square to big of n. So make sure that you practice the 2 pointers really well. Here are some practice problems for 2 pointers pattern. Sliding window pattern. This type of pattern is mainly used to generate subarrays and substring. Let's understand with a given example. Suppose you are given an array of integer and the size of a subarray k, and we need to find the subarray of size k with maximum sum. The brute force approach to solve this problem is simply generate all possible subarrays and find the subarray of size k which gives us the maximum sum. In order to do this, it will take place in big of n square. Hence, in order to solve it more optimally, we mainly make use of sliding window. We start by initializing our window with the first k elements of an array, and then we slowly slide the window to the right side by subtracting the leftmost element from the window. And finally, we will get a subarray with maximum sum of size k. We can do this in just big of n time complexity. That's why sliding window is also helpful to convert your time complexity from big of n square to big of n. Here are some practice problems on sliding window pattern. So these are the 8 most powerful Leetcode patterns you need to master to solve 80% of the Leetcode problems. Just in case if you enjoyed this video, do like the video, subscribe the channels and share with your friend who is preparing for the interviews. Till then, see you in the next video.